welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute crochet crop top. If you are interested in seeing how to create your very own crop top, just keep watching. So what you'll need for this project is some cotton yarn. I'm using Lily's Sugar and Cream. You can get this at any craft store. You can also find a dupe for it at Walmart. I'm using the supersized one, which I believe is 4 ounces, yeah. So 4 ounces of some cotton yarn. You're also going to need a 4mm crochet hook, as well as some scissors and a darting needle so you can weave in your ends. So we are going to start by making our cups. So I made my first one here and I'm going to show you how to make the other side. Both cups are done the exact same way, so just follow these steps and do it twice. So you will just start by making a slip knot and you will chain 12. Now this is going to be this center part right here. So what you want to do if you want to adjust your cups is measure from the nipple to the bottom of the breast, and that's how long you'll want to make your chain. I'm going to chain 13 for mine, and that's going to give me about an A cup or an extra small size. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So the next step is to single crochet all the way across your chain, starting in the second chain from your hook. So I'm going to skip this first one and go into the second one here. So single crochet in that first stitch and single crochet in every stitch across that chain. I'm going to come back to you when I reach the end of my chain and show you what we will be doing next. I've single crocheted and I am at my last chain now. So I'm going to place 3 single crochets in this last chain. So 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to be working along the other side of the chain. So essentially what we're going to be doing is working like this around. If you think you're going to have trouble remembering which single crochet is your second single crochet in this, you may want to place a stitch marker. I'm going to do that for the purposes of this video so you guys can see better. All right, so I've placed my stitch marker in the center single crochet of that last stitch. If you like these stitch markers, you can always find them in my Etsy shop, which I always have linked in the description box of my videos, but we are going to continue on. I'm going to take this tail and hold it so I can just crochet it back into this piece and I won't have to worry about weaving it in later. So now we're going to be working down this side of the chain. This is your last stitch that you just worked in, so we're going to work in the very next stitch and we're going to place 1 single crochet. And now we're going to single crochet back across the chain going the other direction. So just place 1 single crochet in every chain space. I just finished up my single crochets and I am at the end of my chain. I'm going to chain 1 and we are going to flip our work so we can work back in this other direction. Now this step is going to be your repeating step for your entire cup. So you will repeat the next thing that I'm going to show you until you reach the coverage that you prefer. For this project, we're going to be doing a total of 11 rows. But like I said, if you need to adjust the size of your top, just go ahead and add more rows for more coverage. So now we are going to place a single crochet in our first stitch. And we're going to single all the way across until we get to our stitch marker. All right, so I've reached my stitch marker as you can see, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that for now, and I'm just going to set it down. And in that stitch, we are going to place 3 single crochets, just like we did before. So 1, 2, 3. Placing this 3 single crochets in the top stitch is going to give us the point here, which makes it look like a bikini top. And it's also going to turn your work so you can work down the other side. Also, when you place the 3 stitches in that stitch, it kind of gives you a nice cup shape. So it's not completely flat, it kind of pops up a little bit, which looks really flattering on. So I'm going to go ahead and place my stitch marker back in that second single crochet that we worked into that stitch. And now we are going to single crochet all the way back across. So you're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch until you've reached the end. So I placed my very last single crochet of this row, and now I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and we're going to repeat that for the remaining steps of the cup. So as I mentioned, we're doing 11 total rows for this cup size, but you can continue on as many times as you want until you feel like you're going to be comfortable wearing it and it's going to give you the appropriate coverage. So go ahead and create your 2 cups and then continue on with the video to see what the next steps are. Now that you have your 2 cups, just go ahead and set those aside. You won't be needing them until the end of the pattern. We're now going to start working on the bottom portion of the top. So I went ahead and did the base of the bottom section. So what you need to do is chain a chain that is in multiples of 6 plus 2. So for this size, I did 62 chains, so 60 plus 2. But if you want to adjust the top size to fit you, just go ahead and do multiples of 6 and then add 2 at the end. So after I did the chain, I placed a double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook and double crocheted all the way across the chain. I then chained 2, double crocheted in the same stitch and double crocheted all the way across, and I repeated that for a total of 4 rows. So I have 4 rows of double crochet here. Now we're ready to start on the bottom part, so the trim of the top. So the first step is to chain 4, 2, 3, 4. So once you've chained 4, you're going to skip 2 stitches, so 1, 2. We're going to be working into the next stitch. So you're going to place 1 triple crochet in that next stitch. So yarn over twice and place a triple crochet in that 3rd stitch. So now you have a little loop like so. You're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to triple crochet in the next stitch. So 1, 2, yarn over, and triple crochet right into this next stitch here. So that's what we're looking like so far. You're going to chain 3, skip the next 2 stitches and place a double crochet in the next stitch. So 1, 2, and double crochet. So this is what our pattern looks like so far. And then you're going to chain 3. So after you chain the 3, you're going to repeat those steps until you get to the last 6 stitches of this round. So I'll show you one more time. So our next stitch is going to be a triple crochet, so yarn over twice, skip 2 stitches, triple crochet in that next stitch. Then you're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, triple crochet in the next stitch right here. So triple crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, skip the next 2 stitches and double crochet in the next stitch. So 1, 2, and double crochet. And then end with a chain 3. So now this is what you're working with so far. Let me lay it down here for you. And then you'll just repeat these steps all the way until you get to the last 6 stitches, and I will come back to you and show you what to do in those stitches. So this is what my piece looks like now, and I'm at my final stitches, and I've stopped with a chain 3. What you're gonna do now is skip 2 stitches, place 1 triple crochet in that next stitch, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, triple crochet in the next stitch here. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, skip 2 stitches and double crochet in the very last stitch. So this is what our piece looks like so far, and now we're going to begin on the final row. So what you're going to do is chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 5, you're gonna flip your work over, and working in this chain 6 space, we're going to place 4 triple crochets. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into that chain 6 space, and place 4 triple crochets. So I have my 4 triple crochets. I'm now going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to double crochet into the first chain. So we're going to go back and double crochet right into that first chain that we created. This is called a picot stitch. So now you have this cute little loop like that. We're going to repeat that 3 times for a total of 3 times. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, double crochet back into that first chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to double crochet right into this chain here. And one last time, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and double crochet into that first chain. So this is what it looks like so far. We have our 4 triple crochets here, and then 3 picot stitches. And then you're going to yarn over twice, and you're going to place 4 more triple crochets into the chain 6 space. So 1 triple crochet, and place 3 more into that same space. All right, and you're going to repeat that all the way across. So in every chain 6 space, you will place 4 triple crochets, 3 picot stitches, 4 triple crochets. So you'll skip these in-between spaces, and you're only working into the chain 6 spaces. So I'm going to continue that all the way across here, and I will come back to you once I've finished. So I've worked my last cluster here, and I'm just going to place a double crochet into the top of this chain 4 right over here. And that will complete that row. So this is kind of what it looks like. You may want to give it a quick block once you're finished to get it to lay flat, but I think once you're wearing it, it'll stretch it out and be just the way that you want it to be. So now we're gonna work on the straps. So we're gonna be working along this side right here. So for the first row, you're going to chain 1, and we're going to work single crochets all the way across. So I'm going to single crochet in the first space, and you can just space these out however you want, as long as you're getting them relatively even. 3, 4. So I worked 11 stitches across here, and that's gonna work for me. Like I said, just get them as even as possible so you can see how it lays flat. It doesn't bunch up, it's not stretched or anything. It looks pretty good. So then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to single crochet back across. So single crochet in the first stitch, and in this row you want to make sure you have the same amount of stitches as you had in the last row that you made. So I want to make sure that I have 11 single crochets. All right, so I have 11 single crochets, and that's kind of what it is looking like right now. Now I'm going to turn my work. I'm not going to chain. I'm going to skip the first stitch, and I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch. I'm also going to single crochet in the rest of the stitches remaining. So now I will only have 10 single crochets in this round, or in this row I should say. Now I have 10 single crochets, and I'm going to repeat that exact same thing for the remaining of the stitches until I get down to 1 stitch. So I'm not going to chain. I'm going to skip the first stitch, and I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch and in the next 8 stitches after that. So I should have 9 stitches for this one, and I'm going to continue this, like I said, until I have 1 stitch remaining. So as you can see, it decreased and made a nice triangle. This is just going to give you a nice edging on the side and really complete your top. And now we're going to work on the strap. So for the strap, I just make a chain as long as I need, or as I think I want it to be, to wrap around and tie. So I'm going to chain 60 for this particular top. You may choose to chain more or chain less depending on how much strap you like to hang on your back, or how little strap you like. So it's all personal preference. I'm gonna go ahead and chain until I get 60 chains. So I'm happy with my chain, and now I'm going to cut my yarn. And I'm just gonna finish it off like so. And now you will just repeat these exact same steps to the other side of your top here, and then we are going to attach the cups. All right, so now we're going to attach our cups, and I went ahead and marked off where I want my edges of the cups to sit. So I like mine to have a small gap in between, but not too big because I don't like a whole lot of cleavage. So what you want to do is find your very middle stitch and count either 1 or 2 stitches to either side. I believe I just counted 1 stitch to either side of that. And I'm gonna kind of lay my cups so they sit like so I can make sure that I like the way that looks. Like I said, you may choose to kind of like try it on and mark it that way while it's on you, but I like to do it this way. Just this is the strategy that I found has worked for me, and this is what I'm gonna stick with. So I think that looks really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this cup aside for now, and we're gonna start with this cup. So you wanna make sure that you have your front side facing you, so the front side of your top looking at you. There shouldn't be too much of a difference between the front and the back, but just find the side that you like more. And then take the front side of your cup and also have that facing you. And then we're gonna flip that over this way. You wanna make sure your very last stitch is sitting on the stitch that is marked by your stitch marker. So you wanna lay your cup down flat so it lines up with the bottom of your top. You'll stick your hook through both the cup and the bottom of the top. So you wanna make sure that those stitches are even. Then you'll take your yarn, attach it to your hook, pull it through both the bottom of your top and your cup. We are going to single crochet the 2 pieces together. So I'm gonna start by chaining 1. I'm gonna make sure this stays lined up here, and so to do that, I like to kind of stitch mark the cup to the bottom of the top and the bottom of your top together, so you know that you're gonna be ending in the correct stitch. So we've chained 1 over here, and we're going to single crochet the cup together. So I'm going to take these tails and I'm gonna work them in so I don't have to weave them in later. So we're gonna go through the cup, go through the bottom of the top and single crochet, and continue that all the way until you get to that stitch marker. So 1 stitch for 1 stitch. This part can be a little tricky at the beginning, but I promise you, if you stitch mark your cup and the bottom together, you will always end up getting it to finish in the right place and everything will be even. So I'm back at my stitch marker and I'm going to take that off. I'm going to single crochet in that very last stitch here. So this is what it looks like once you're done. If you open that back up here, you can see on the front side it looks really nice and clean, and on the back side you will have a little bit of a ridge, which I kind of like when you wear it because it kind of gives you a little bit of push up, if you will, and it sits nicely below the breast. If you prefer, you could do slip stitches here, but I really prefer to do the single crochets. I think it works out better. So now you will just cut your yarn, pull that tail through there, and then you'll just want to weave in that end later. And now you want to attach your other cup. So line it up with that last stitch there, flip it over so everything is still lined up. I'm going to go ahead and take my stitch marker and connect the end of the cup with the stitch that I want it to stop on the bottom part. This will keep everything together and ensure that you end up where you're supposed to. Now I'm going to attach my yarn over here and single crochet across, and I will come back to you once I finish that. All right, so I've attached my second cup, and the very last step is to add straps to the tops of your cups so you can wear it. So you'll just want to insert your hook into the very top stitch of your first cup, take your yarn, and attach it. So we're just going to secure it like so. And then I'm going to chain a chain of 60. Again, you can chain as many as you need or as little as you need, but just continue to chain until you're happy. Then you will cut your yarn, attach it to the other strap over here, and do the exact same thing, and then you are finished. So this is kind of what your top should look like in the end. You have this beautiful trim down here, some nice straps, some cups, and some straps at the top. You can also find the written instructions for this top on my blog, which I will have linked in the description box. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and hit that subscribe button for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Bye!